Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 5 nights of Facebook Lives. Just checking that I'm live there, and I am. So, yes, you're welcome back to night 2. So, this is day 2 of the 5-day chat we're having about all things confidence. Last night we went and we were speaking about our stories and really going deep and, discovering and realizing that the stories we tell ourselves and about our circumstances and about everything in our life, that they can be causing us pain. And instead of motivating us towards our desires and dreams, they can actually be limiting us. We might say things like, I'm not smart enough, I'm not educated enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not good enough. All these stories that we tell ourselves and that we tell the world. And of course, we don't always do this consciously. Our patterns are defining our stories, and our patterns are making us tell our stories the way they are. And this is often done unconsciously. Our stories are coming from the unconscious mind. That's where the limiting beliefs are stored, and we run on patterns. We can have the same pattern running from years ago when we formed our particular story of maybe I'm not good enough. And we might be holding on to that story from when we were, let's say, 6 or 7 years of age, and we hold tight to our stories. We're very vested in them. So that's what I want to talk about this evening, is go more deep into changing the motivators of our life so that we can actually change our stories. And we can then become also resilient and be able to bounce back from situations and be able to have what they call the bounceability. And becoming resilient is such a powerful tool that we can have. And I wanted to look at how confidence can be used as a motivator in our life. And I want you to remember a time when you went and you did something from a place of real confidence in yourself. You felt happy with how you were doing it. And I bet everything ran smoothly for you. And you might not even have thought about anything. You just had an idea, you did it, and it happened. So you could say that your confidence was driving you and was the motivator. And because you were in that place of confidence, it flowed smoothly. However, when we're lacking in confidence in some area of our life, now it may not be in all areas, we can be confident in a lot of areas, but we can be lacking confidence maybe in just some particular areas. We'll be motivated by something else instead of confidence. And usually, when it's not confidence, it's fear. Fear is an instinctual, although a very important emotion. It's important because it keeps us from harm at times, but it's not so useful when it's motivating us towards our dreams and our desires. Because, as you can well imagine, if we're in fear, we're in an energy of being stuck. Maybe overwhelm comes in with the fear. We're fearful of the future and we can't go any further. And I want you to remember a time where you did something that you didn't feel confident about. How did that make you feel? Maybe you were fearful of failing in some way. It's a very, very different motivator than confidence when you lack that ability to the drive to go forward because fear is holding you back. That's when fear is the motivator instead of confidence. So if fear is the leading emotion that's motivating you, we want to look at ways to release the fear so that we don't get the same results that we're getting. And so that we can become resilient. Resilience is something we can develop when we become emotionally fit. Or to say it another way, when we lean into our emotions and learn what they're trying to tell us about ourselves. Let's say, why is that fear keeping me stuck? We lean in, we find the story behind it. So that when we become clear on what emotion is motivating us, and if we get knocked, but we're aware of what emotion it is and what it's trying to tell us, then we'll be able to become resilient and realize that the next time we do something, We're not going to get caught in fear again. We're going to realize the emotion. We're going to know what it's trying to tell us, but we're going to go forward, and we're going to have more confidence in ourselves. And that then becomes the confidence that's the motivating us. Now, fear also can be tied in with our trust issues. And we may find that we may not trust people to give us what it is we need. And like a lot of things, trust can start forming at a very young age. And it's often associated with how we felt we trusted our main caregivers to give us what we needed when we were very young. Because as babies need everything given to them. And we can develop, untrust and a lack of trust in the world if we feel that going back to when our basic needs were not met, we can carry this energy of feeling not trusting people. And there again, if that's what we're carrying with us, it's not a great place to have our motivation coming from. Because there again, like fear, it's going to have us stuck. We'll go so far, but we won't trust that we get what it is we need in order to go further. It's like fear, it holds us back and it keeps us stuck where we are under our own inner glass ceiling, getting the same old results from the same things we're doing, telling ourselves the same story, even sometimes when they're unconscious stories. And there again, as I said, we can't bounce back from an energy like that because we're stuck. That's why becoming emotionally fit is something that is essential before we can step into something like becoming resilient. So that's what I wanted to chat about tonight, is understanding motivators and understanding how important it is to embrace confidence. But we can't just click a switch and confidence comes on. It's looking firstly, like we did last night, at the stories that we tell ourselves. And tonight we're looking at the motivators. What emotions are there? What's driving us? What's driving our stories? What emotions are wrapped around our stories? Is it fear? Is it not feeling trust? Is it anxiety? Leaning into these important emotions, becoming emotionally aware, is a great start to get to where you want to be, a more confident person, and creating a life that's more on purpose with what you want. So that is one of the areas. Becoming emotionally fit is something that I am going to be talking about in the 4-week online course that starts Master Your Confidence on the 5th of October next. So it's 4 weeks, the course, and I'm looking at all different ways of building our confidence. Each week builds on the other. We start at where we are. We start looking at, first of all, becoming totally immersed in where we are, creating a map of what that looks like. We delve into our value systems. And this is actually often an exercise that people get their most aha moments from, because when we realize sometimes that our value systems aren't even in alignment with our own core value systems, we might have inherited values from our family or from society. And when we're not coming from our own core beliefs and values, just like the emotions, we're stuck and we're not going to be getting what we want in alignment with where we want to go. We also look at motivators and we dive more deeply into defining our motivators so that you can find out your personal journey, what it is that's blocking you. And then week 2, we're building all the time. We look at the important issue of belonging versus fitting in. When we try to fit in, we change ourselves. It's like we're trying to mold ourselves in order to get something from somebody else. But when we fit in, what we're doing is we're changing ourselves. It's not like we're turning up just as we are in our own authentic self. That's more belonging, when we just feel confident in our own skin to be where we are, not changing ourselves in order to fit in. So we go deeper on that topic. And I also talk about limiting beliefs, how they're formed, how you can figure out what beliefs are stopping you in your life story. And of course, the inner saboteur, how to identify with it and how to quieten the inner saboteur. Tools like this that'll help you so that when the inner saboteur raises its head in the future about something else, maybe not something you're thinking about tonight or when you're doing the course, you'll have a tool that you can just quieten the inner saboteur and also glean the wisdom that it may have for you. We'll also go delve deeper into the emotional fitness and look at the main emotions like fear, anger, sadness, jealousy even, and find out what these emotions are telling us. Each emotion has a message for us because that's what they are, messenger molecules. Week 3, then we dive into the topic of our personal power. When it comes to our personal power, there are 3 ways we react. We either act aggressively, passive aggressively, or assertively. Ideally, we want to come from a place of being assertive, where we're able to say yes when yes is what we want, and no when no suits us better. Now, passive aggressive is one that people don't like to identify with, but it includes things like people pleasing. And we can all fall into those habits, and that's what happens when we're trying to fit in. We may become a people pleaser to fit in with somebody else's story. Let's say what I can think of off the top of my head is that sometimes with our parents, let's say we fit in order to get their love, but that is love that's conditional. So we go delve deeper into that subject. We start looking at desires versus wants because they're very different energies. When we come from a place of want all the time, we're always going to want, as opposed to coming from what we desire. I'll also give you tools like creating boundaries, which is working on working on what we allow into ourselves. It's great. It's a great way to work with our assertiveness is creating boundaries, and also tools like grounding and some more as well, like anchoring, an NLP tool. Week 4, then we look back, take stock of how far we've come. We start learning about how to define our strengths and how to live our life from our strengths rather than our perceived weaknesses. And we create a vision of how we want our future to look like. And also I'll give you more tools to help you keep on track. So until Thursday this week, I have an early bird offer on. So I've put together a complete bundle of 4 things. And at the moment, the bundle is worth €935. But until Thursday, you pay €399. And what's included in this early bird bundle until Thursday, the 25th of September, is full access to the 4-week online Master Your Confidence course, which starts, as I say, on the 5th of October. And it will be run through a Facebook group. And I'll be there giving you the lessons on a daily basis, going deep these topics, and also there for your questions, having an hour masterclass each week, going deeper on the topics and answering any questions that come up for you. Also, my 7-part video series, The Subtle Art of Storytelling. This is what I created a year ago, and it's all about there again helping you to go deeper into the art of storytelling, defining our stories, finding your why, which is a wonderful, I'll be talking about that in one of the lives later in the week. It also, I introduce you to the point of power exercise, which helps you realize that at a certain time in every situation we encounter, there's a point of power we have where we can either do the same thing we always do and get the same results, or we can choose to do something different to get a different result. There's also an hour one-on-one coaching session with me, and also a Master Your Confidence masterclass. So that's all, as I say. It's a bundle worth $935, but until Thursday this week, you can get the early bird bundle for $399. So I will be back again tomorrow night discussing another topic in the series of what I'm doing, and it's about looking internally and externally and the different energies that what happens when we do that. Sometimes we look externally for love instead of going deeper inside and maybe looking at see how we are stopping ourselves from receiving love. Maybe we're very closed off because of past wounds. Lots of different things we'll be talking about for the rest of the week. So until then, thank you very much for joining, and I shall see you tomorrow night, same time, same place.